I am Ashwini Jaikar from Universal Business School, Karjat. And today I am in conversation with School Principal of Podar International High School, Powai, Mrs Suchita Malakar. She heads the Cambridge Assessment and International Education. As well, she is a recipient of various awards, and some of them are Education Summit Award for Best Pedagogical Activities, the Innovative Leader Award by Willis Center of Education. Ma'am, we welcome you.
Thank you.
It's an absolute privilege and honor to have you here, and whatever information, knowledge you're going to share with us today is going to be impactful for the society.
Thank you
So
much.
let's get started with the question. Ma'am, in this whole vibe of pandemic, what according to you are the challenges faced by the principal, teachers, parents with this online technology and online classes? How have they adapted it?
The entire teaching learning process has seen an absolute paradigm shift, if you ask me, with the onset of the pandemic. And where we were fortunate was that my teachers happened to go through an intensive workshop on technological usage in the classroom, in teaching learning processes, and on the online mode. So that was something that was a boom blessing for us in whatever way. So overnight, when we faced this kind of a situation, my teachers were adept with various kind of strategies that they had to adapt. Because when it comes to online teaching, what we realize is, first and foremost is the usage of various apps and various other technological advances that you need to be somewhere sure about. So that is what my teachers were trained into, and they adapted to the situation. But now, more than the technological part of it, see, in today's day and date, to be honest, technologically there are most of the teachers are advanced. But where we were facing a challenge was to reach out to our student community in this era where things were very gloomy. Children otherwise were going through a lot of emotional turmoil. So it was very important for us to reach out to each of our learners. And that is where I must say my teachers have done a tremendous job in trying to emotionally connect to each child, because that was my instruction to them from day one was, in the beginning, how much ever teaching and learning happens, more than that is your reach to the students. If you realize, grade 1 came into a situation where they had never faced a school, they had not seen a teacher, they had not sat through classes. So for them, it was imperative that my teachers need to emotionally bond with them. And that was very important for us, and we felt the entire strategy adopted by us to reach out to parents, to reach out to children, to first give them a comfort level in that virtual platform actually helped us in the long run.
Right. Perfectly, ma'am. Perfectly. The teachers and all the faculty members are the warriors. And on behalf of us, we want to thank you all.
Thank you so much.
So, with all these changes faced by the students, teachers, principals, and parents, I would like to know, are we preparing our students future ready?
Yes, undoubtedly we are preparing from our end. You're talking about the virtual platform,
Right.
I'm sure. We are trying our best to instill that kind of a situation where they can adapt to the situation virtually, as well as teaching learning should be so impactful that it would go a long way with the children. See, we have adapted new ways where we have a something like a flipped classroom, which you have heard about, where the concept is given to the children to explore, to research on, and then bring it into the classroom. So these kind of strategies, even as they move into higher studies, they move into their job profiles, it's going to help in a large way. But of course, to be very honest, teaching learning cannot be as impactful as in a physical environment. But virtually, we are doing a great job, and I'm sure teachers all across the world have put in their best, and it has shown wonderful results.
Yes, ma'am. It is for sure. With the third question, let me ask you, as we are talking about student future for tomorrow, how do you think NEP is going to help students in building their future? As it talks more about skill developments rather than degrees, numbers, exams.
Absolutely. Well, NEP actually is a very thought out process and something that has been delved into very judiciously because, as you mentioned, it's largely focusing on skills. So, vocational based training in the long run would help every student. See, let us understand academics is not the strength of 100% students. Academics is a very niche crowd of students that, yes, do well, but there are many having intelligences beyond the IQ that we call the intelligence quotient. In today's date, there are many other quotients that are important with every child, the aptitude. So, when the NEP tries to explore the aptitude of a child through its various facets, it is going to help the community largely. It is going to help the children in becoming future ready, as you mentioned. So, it is very important that we stringently work on the NEP. However, where I feel the NEP should focus on is on implementation, because undoubtedly the concept is very good, concept is very strong, but now it is very important that how we go through the process of implementation will speak of the success story for the NEP.
Right. So, skill developments for making students future ready. What do you think, ma'am? How are internships going to play a role in students' career?
See, internships otherwise is like a precursor to a child moving into the becoming employable, moving into the professional platform. So undoubtedly, as children move towards the higher grades, we have been focusing on skills, we have been focusing on aptitudes, but till we don't provide them that kind of a platform where they can implement what they have learned, it's not going to be successful in any way, because the school could just give them a little practical knowledge, more of theoretical knowledge, but implementation and execution will work largely in a setup which is actually dealing with everyday, everyday professionalism and everyday vocational impact. Right. So somewhere if we give students that platform for an internship in any place, even for the younger years, it does help a large way. In fact, that's the reason in our school as well, we from the lower years try to cater to things like small entrepreneurship workshops, where children happen to have small business platforms where they are selling maybe a cafeteria that they run for a day, or sometimes younger kids have also made jewelry and they have sold to understand the requirements of the market. So it's an entire business strategy that they are working on. So if we try to push this from the younger years, where before they step into their adulthood, I'm sure it's going to make a lot of impact in their growth.
Indeed, practical learning is an important part of all the learning parts.
Absolutely. Yes.
So my next question to you will be, how will the school have to be ready to fulfill the criteria of NEP?
See, as I told you, the schools are a smaller version of what is being implemented from the head or the from where it is to be rolled out.
Right.
So if it is rolled out very stringently, very meticulously, schools are absolutely ready to take it up. At least I can speak very confidently for my school, because we do take in every information or every kind of guidance that is rolled out from the governing body in the educational industry, and that is how it is implemented. Now, students are a mirror of the school. So finally, if the school brings it in meticulously, it is rolled down to us in a very phased manner, because if you try to instill everything within a day, it's not going to work.
Right.
So it has to come to us in a phased manner, and I'm sure it's going to be taken up very well by the school, because we are all waiting eagerly to accept it, and it will be finally, it will reach out to the students, undoubtedly.
Perfectly, ma'am. This answer would have not been better than any. So this is my last question. I will not be taking your more time. I know you will be busy with all the stuff. So what message would you like to give for those students who will be starting their new journeys to their life into the graduation universities?
See, since you all are a business school, I'm sure you use this word VUCA world often. A world that's volatile, uncertain, and ambiguous. So at the end of the day, you have to realize that the children we are preparing today are going to move into a wider world. It's a world where the child himself needs to identify the problem and find a solution for his own problems. So now he's no longer a child, he's an adult ready to face the world. So when they move in, when they are with us, it's somewhere a kind of a very safe environment that they're getting. But it is actually the duty of any school to get the child future ready for the larger world. Now, as he moves into a college, there is a lot of responsibility that he is taking over. There are a lot of duties that he has to fulfill, because now he is getting ready to be employable. So, it is my message to the children is that they need to fight their battle. They need to learn to fight their battle for the future. And that is one thing which goes a long way. How far you're resilient. Because we all realize there are ups and downs everywhere, at every stage. Now, if you're resilient enough to take this in your stride and you're ready to work on it, I'm sure that any battle can be won, and there's a long way for you to go. So instead of being demotivated by because that's a weak point that I feel in the generation today, that people get demotivated, demoralized very easily. But that's not the way. You have to remain a fighter to take your battle ahead in life.
Yes.
That's my message.
Yes, ma'am. So everyone has got the message, and this was my last question. Thank you very much, ma'am. It's my pleasure to have you here, and thank you very much.
Thank you, and same here. I wish Universal Business School all the luck and my best wishes. I'm sure you all are doing a great job, and you all are preparing our students to become employable for the future. Thank you so much.